Hello everyone and welcome back to another Godzilla Battle Line video, and today I am talking about battle memories and what I think I would do to change how the battle memory system works. A lot of people do not like the battle memories. A lot of people want them totally removed from the game, and a lot of people have been asking me on my opinions on battle memories. So I feel for this video we're just going to have a classic melee rant, an open discussion on battle memories. Do I think that they are a problem and how would I fix them? I don't think they're a problem. I like battle memories. I actually love battle memories. I've wanted something like this in the game since the start. You can go to some of my earliest live streams. I say that there needs to be some kind of feature that was like in Godzilla Defense Force. You could unlock a Shobujin, or you could pay like $5 for a Manila. They would sit on the sideline and they would give you some kind of passive bonus to your gameplay. This is exactly that. This is almost exactly what I wanted from that. There's some things that I might tweak, and I'll get into that, but I love this. I love the deck building aspect of Godzilla Battle Line. That's what has me hooked, and I love picking the cards, building a card system. If you're on this channel for any amount of time, you know I love trading cards. I'm playing Magic the Gathering all the time. I play Lorcana, I play Marvel Snap, Pokemon card game. I love cards. The entire big white box behind me, this trunk that you always see in every one of my videos, is entirely filled with trading card shit, okay? I love trading cards. I love the battle memories. I think that there's a major problem with them, though. So, I constantly see on social media, on Reddit especially, Reddit is incredibly salty about it, Facebook most of the time, my Discord, it's kind of a mixed bag in my Discord. People want battle memories just totally removed from the game. They either want them nerfed into the ground or totally removed from the game. A comment I see frequently in my channel, on any video I make of battle memories, is that the battle memories, are not worth investing in because a new battle memory comes out that's just better than one in the last. I'm like, yeah, that's power creep. There are cards in Magic the Gathering that has that happen too. So there's a card Magic the Gathering called Colossal Dreadmaw. It's a 6-drop. It's 6 cost to play it, and then it is a 6 health and 6 attack. It's been like that forever. Well, a few months ago, we got a card that is the same colors. It's like 4 and 2 greens, so it's a 6-drop as well. It has 6 health, 6 attack, but it also has trample now. So there's a new keyword that Dreadmaw didn't have, and Dreadmaw was the standard for like vanilla 6-drops, and now he's been power crept, and then that one that got power crept again. That's the natural progression of card games. It was bound to happen in this. It happens with characters. We've had power creep with characters for years and years and years. People are just upset about the cards because the cards can be extremely powerful. Now, there are some cards in this game that are, I think, truly busted, and there are some that, like, don't matter. We can take a look at this Jet Jaguar card, right? Jet Jaguar, or the singular point card, this is from the first few seasons of the game. Like, that card's available maybe from, like, last year. I don't remember. But it's increased the attack of 2-star units and Godzilla singular point battle pieces by 6%. It'll go up to, like, 8%, 9%, whatever. That's not, like, a game-breaking card, right? That's not anything super crazy. What is a game-breaking card is something like this, right? The Valentine's Day poster, where it increases the HP and attack power of units related to Godzilla by 13%, additionally increases cost recovery speed during battle by 7%. Cost recovery speed increasing is massive. The 13% boost to HP and attack, also really good, right? We have the Final Wars card that increases the cost recovery speed by, I think it goes up to like 10%, 11%, 12%, whatever it is, right? So these cards, even the Godzilla Evolved card, which is going away, right? There are some cards that are extremely overpowered. I do not think that the problem with the overpowered cards is that they are just so much better than the other cards. I think that the card system allows for a great way to continue the deck building process. Like the Gamera deck that I showcased in my Mecha Godzilla video, it's the second most recent video on this channel, right? That deck is just a regular Gamera deck, but it also has energy base and the choppers in it. Most Gamera decks have the choppers, not all of them have energy base. But because of the specific combinations of cards you're using, you can make your facilities live forever. I wasn't really successful with it in my video because I didn't have the right cards. If you do have the right cards at high enough levels, they're basically impossible to kill those facilities. Really, really strong. You wouldn't get that kind of strategy if you didn't have the cards, right? So, I think having cards that are overpowered is not intrinsically a horrible thing to have. I think that having cards that are extremely overpowered that are exclusive to the store for a limited amount of time is bad. Like the Valentine's Day card that we just took a look at, and then most recently, the new Shibuya card. Both these cards are really good. The Shibuya card increases the attack of all units by 8%, fantastic, and then increases the energy that you start with in the beginning of the battle by 2. Really, really strong ability right there. I don't think it's as good as the Valentine's Day card, but it's a really strong ability. Even if you had only one piece of this card, like only one, like a level 3 version of the card, or 3-star version, whatever. Really good. The problem is, one copy of this card and the Valentine's Day card cost 2,000 gems in the store. If you wanted to max out both of these cards, each of these PNGs are worth $80. If you max these out, it is an $80 purchase. Free-to-play players most likely do not have 8,000 gems to just spend on a singular card. Free-to-play players are going to spend them on things that are going to give them more bang for their buck, like some offers in the store, right? Or leveling things up, or using them in the studio mode, refreshing their maps. There's more beneficial things for free-to-play players to be doing. For whales, people like me, you know, all the money I make from this channel directly funds the content that you're seeing on the screen. So for me, it's like, oh, 80 bucks for this is no big deal. I just take it out of the YouTube fund. Most regular people aren't going to be able to do that, and they can't justify spending 80 bucks on a card. But I think that these two cards, like the store-bought cards, are a specific problem that is not indicative of the main battle memory problem. I think that having really strong cards in the store is not good, and I think having them exclusively in there for like 1 week also is not very good. Maybe someone's waiting for their paycheck. They get paid bi-weekly. Tough noogies, you're not going to get it on that second week. You know, you're eating you buy it the first week, you're eating ice chips for the next week and a half. So that's a totally separate problem. I am not a huge fan of really overpowered cards being available in the store for a maximum of 80 bucks. I think that's really egregious. I don't think that's a healthy thing for the game. If they lowered those packs in cost, or just had a flat out like pay 4,500 gems and you just have it maxed out or whatever, that might be better. Still $45 card. That's a different problem. The main problem with the cards, because I don't think having overpowered cards is an issue. The main problem is card acquisition. Card acquisition is the biggest problem this game has. It is not that the cards are overpowered and the cards need to be nerfed or removed because they're ruining the experience. I guarantee you that if people who complain about the cards had the same cards that they are being beaten with, their tune would be different. I've talked to many, many people, and this is almost exactly the sentiment that I get every time. A lot of free-to-play players have garbage cards. They have horrible cards because they only get 20 cards a season. Only 20 cards a season. I jumped into the store, but I'll show you the special missions. As most of you who are cognizant and have reading comprehension, I know reading comprehension is really difficult, a rare trait in the Battle Line community, but I'm going to recap it anyway because this is good information to have for the video. Special missions, mission history, scroll down a little bit, boom. So at the start of every season, you get 3 challenges and you can win 10 tickets for it. So it's like win 1 battle, win 2 battle, win 5 battles. And you're going to get 2 tickets, 3 tickets, 5 tickets, red fish, blue fish, white fish tickets. I don't remember. I don't remember how the rhyme goes. So that's a 10 pull right there. You get that twice. You get once when the season begins, and you get one when All-Star Battle second half starts. That is because in the first half of the season, as soon as the season starts, there's 3 cards. When All-Star Battle Part 2 happens, there's 3 cards. If we go to the store, and then we go to the exchange, I believe the exchange is right here. Boom. If we go to the exchange, you can buy for a one-time fee. For 500 points, you can buy 5 tickets. So, okay, maybe 25 tickets is the most of free-to-play players getting in a season, right? You could buy cards with your Tamagotchi points. I really don't think that this Godzilla 1965 is worth it for most players. It's good for specific strategy, but most free-to-play players probably aren't going to get it. This one, I think, is pretty decent, this Kiryu Out of Control one. If you're planning on using a lot of Kiryu stuff, and Kiryu Leader is really, really good for free-to-play players, so getting this one for 1,000 Tamagotchi points is not a bad deal. You only are getting 25 pulls of this. Most free-to-play players are only getting 25 pulls. So, say I'm a free-to-play player, right? And I've used up all my pulls and I have nothing. Well, let's pull 10 times with our gems, our hard-earned gems. I didn't work very hard for these gems. Swipe. But say you did. You can even see here, if you look at the description of the battle memories, that you get 500 extra points, you know, to level up your cards if you do a 10 pull. I should say before I buy this, problem, the 10 tickets you got in the first half of the season don't work for this banner. And this battle memory exchange doesn't transfer over. So use them or lose them, right? So if you logged in the beginning of the season, you got your 10 tickets, you held on to them, you didn't spend them for whatever reason. Second half rolls around, you lost those tickets. So you just lost out on 10 cards, 10 free cards for the season. And 10 free cards is a big deal because there's a lot of really good cards. They're really hard to come by. So let's say I'm, regular Joe Schmo over here. I don't have a whole lot of gems. I'm going to use the 2,000 gems I saved up for a 10 pull. And let's see what we get. Let's see what we get here. Do I get a platinum map? No, I didn't. You know what I got? I got 3 of these Super X's that is garbage, silver card. I got 1 of these silver Mothras. I got 2 of these silver Jet Jaguars. I got silver Mogera. I got silver Anguirus card. Garbage. I got this card, a gold card for Rebirth of Mothra, increases the HP of the leaders by 4%. And I got the new Shin Godzilla card, increases the HP and attack of my leader by 3%. Wow. I got literally nothing viable. No meta cards, no even halfway decent cards. I got a bunch of garbage cards. But for my struggles, I got 10 tickets for my exchange. Oh, okay, cool. I got 10 tickets for the exchange. Well, what can I get? Nothing, because you need 100 points to exchange for one of these. That is $100. Each 10 pull is $10, maybe more than that. What is the actually? It's 2,000 gems. So let's say in between the 16 and the 32, 2,000 gems is somewhere like $20. If 16,000 gems is 16,000 yen and 3,200 gems is 3,200 yen, then 2,000 gems is probably 2,000 yen. It's like what, just under $20 US. Let's say it is $20, and that's $200. If each 10 pull is $20, and you need 100 of these tickets to get a guaranteed card, that's insane. It is way too expensive to get these cards and the tickets. There needs to be more ways to get the tickets for free, and there needs to be cheaper to do 10 pulls. I would make the 10 pulls 1,000 gems, call it like $10, so that way $100 is a guaranteed card, so they can at least still make a profit on it. And then tickets should be more widely available. The exchange for All-Star Battle should have 5 tickets offered in the beginning of All-Star Battle, 5 tickets offered at the end of All-Star Battle. But since they are just, it's a non-specific gacha ticket. If you saved up the 5 and the 5 for the end of All-Star Battle, then you could use 10 at the end. I think that would also be a good way to do it. If we look at the store, none of these offers in the store have pulls. None of them. We don't get offers in the store with pulls. I think maybe when the cards first came out, there was an offer that had like, oh, here's like 5 pulls in the offer. You can buy the offer twice or something like that. I don't remember. In the current store, there's nothing. There's not a single thing that I could buy with gems or actual money that's going to give me pulls. They want you to buy some of these offers to then get the gems. So what I did was I got this challenger pack. I think it's great bang for your buck. It's 3,800 yen. You're going to get 4,800 gems. Really good conversion. You get a map, whatever. All this other stuff is whatever. With that, I was able to open up another map. Didn't get a whole lot, right? So that's my big problem, is that they're too expensive, they're too hard to get. Additionally, these other 3 things are a whole another can of worms. So there are cards that are leaving the game, the same way characters leave. I'm certain that when these characters return, inevitably, as the Godzilla and Kong characters will inevitably return. I assume these cards will come back. The Gamera Rebirth cards, I'm not so sure. We don't have any cards for this. God, I was gonna say Singular Point, for the Shin Japanese Hero Universe stuff, so like Ultraman, Evangelion, Kamen Rider, they don't have cards. They left the game way before cards came out. Gamera was first arriving in the game around the same time, or the Flying Gamera, at least in Gairen, were arriving in the game around the same time as the cards released. So they've had plenty of cards. If we go to the exchange, or not the exchange, we can go to the spins, offer ratio, we can see all their cards. So this is actually all the cards that are in there, but look, I'm trying to point to the screen. So the Gamera collab stuff has a 9% chance to drop. That's not even guaranteed, and it costs you the same amount to get some of these Gamera cards as it does to get from the regular pool. Does the Gamera pool of cards even have all of the cards in the game? I personally have no idea. Let's look for the Final Wars card. Is the Godzilla Final Wars card in here anywhere? What's the most recent 3-star? Gamera Rebirth key art is at a 1.5%. That's for the Platinum Gamera Rebirth card. Godzilla vs. Gigan, 1972, singular point card. Godzilla, Giant Monsters, All Attack. Shimo 2024, so you can get some of the Godzilla vs. Kong, or Godzilla and Kong stuff. Gigan Rex card. Baggin card. Okay, so these are up to date. There's the Final Wars card is in here. So these are up to date, but the 2-star Gamera cards have a 9.0% chance to drop. So you're still paying the same amount for a 1.5% chance on the Gamera cards. For this one, the regular one, I believe it's a similar rate. Yep, it's 1.5 for the featured cards as well. And then the Godzilla and Kong stuff is leaving too. So there's nothing really in the Gamera pile that I think is really worth it. The Godzilla vs. Kong stuff, unfortunately, has really worth it stuff in here. The gold cards even are really super good. And then the platinum Godzilla Evolved card that gives you your increased energy if your deck is 3.5 average cost or lower is essential to running Gamera decks. And that is probably the best deck in the game right now, is the Gamera Spamera style deck build. If you do not have this card in it, it is essentially a way lesser version of that deck. It is way more difficult to run the Spammer deck without this card. This card makes it like so easy. It's a completely different experience playing the game. And it's leaving. So they want you to spend to get these cards. But there's not really a guaranteed way to get them. You could go to the exchange and then you could exchange for it specifically and level it up, which is fine. But we just discussed how expensive it is to do the exchange. And you're going to need several copies of this card. So you need at least 4 copies of the platinum cards to take them to max. You get a 3-star one, you get a 3-star one, you merge it to make a 4. You get another 3-star, you get another 3-star, you merge it to make another 4. You take those 4, you put them together, you make a 5. You need 4 copies of each card. If it was 100 or 200 bucks for this exchange, multiply that by 4. Ridiculous. That is insane. Lastly, this thing right here, the 3-star battle memory, guaranteed, I don't think is very good either at the moment. It says this gacha guarantees 1 battle memory with a star rarity of 3 stars, so that's any platinum card. Use 10 of the dedicated tickets to spin the gacha 1 time. Tickets can be obtained by selling battle memories with a star rating of 3 stars. Some battle memories with a starting rarity of 3 stars will not provide dedicated tickets when sold. Please refer to the help menu for details on how to obtain tickets. So you can sell your platinum cards, combine your extra platinums, level them up, sell them for tickets, right? If you look at the offer ratio in here, there is not a whole lot of tickets or cards. There are really, really basic cards, and there's not a whole lot in here that are particularly very good. But in here, there are some Godzilla X Kong ones and Gamera cards that are going to be leaving. So I am under the assumption that after this video goes live, maybe in the anniversary season, when Godzilla vs. Kong stuff and Gamera stuff, when those leave the game in May and in June, this will get updated and there will be new cards in here. Maybe the Final Wars card will be in here, or some of these new singular point cards will be in here. I think this is a fine way to catch up. I wish you could target specific cards by selling your platinums instead of getting a random one. Like, let's just spend a 10, right? We have 10 to spend. Let's see what we get. I just sold a platinum card. What's the platinum card I get back? Cool, I got one of the Gamera ones that's leaving. So if I was looking for Gamera stuff that was leaving the game, this is what I got. But it increases the HP of 2% of 2-star units and Gamera units by 7%, whatever. Not real. I don't really care about that card. It doesn't work for the Spamera decks. It is what it is. It's too expensive. Buying the cards is the problem. It's too expensive. Acquiring the cards is the problem. The problem is not that there are overpowered cards. It is that it costs so much to get the cards in the first place. Are we going to even get a platinum from this 10 pull? This is 2,000 gems. Not on the outs, but these might convert into a platinum. They didn't. So we've burned, what, 4,000 gems in this video to get basically nothing. It is too expensive to acquire the cards. Absolutely too expensive to acquire the cards, and there needs to be more free-to-play ways to obtain them. I think that they should offer cards in daily challenges. I think they should offer, like, you know, use Mogera 5 times in a match. Here's 1 card, like in the daily missions, right here. It could just say, you know, win 5 fair matches, 1 card. That's better than that's better than something, right? Than nothing. We have nothing right now. Maybe win 20 matches today, you get 5 cards. Could be the move. Weeklies. Maybe there's a weekly challenge that's like, oh, win 15 ranked matches with Dimension Tide. Here's 5 cards. Achievements. You could have achievements granting the cards. There's so many achievements. I'm not even certain if there are any that even do that. But you could have achievements that grant cards. Maybe you maybe you did, you know, 410 pulls. Maybe that gives you, you know, 10 or 15 cards. Special missions, outside of the ones they give you at the start and the middle of the seasons, they should have more ways to get these. I think that would go a long, long way. The problem is not that the cards are overpowered. The problem is that the cards are so difficult to acquire. If everyone had an easier time acquiring the cards, I guarantee you would see way less complaining about the cards. Most people that complain about the cards, when I speak to them about what they don't like, they mention how they have no good cards. It is almost never, wow, this card is so overpowered it doesn't deserve to be in the game. I do see that. I'm not saying that those people don't exist. 9 times out of 10 when I talk to someone about the cards, they say, I do not like the card systems. I have no good cards. It's impossible for me to get cards. That's the problem. The card acquisition is atrocious. Also, side note, something that I would actually really like to see is when you are in a match. Can I just do like this for a second? So when you're in a match and you see the environment and your leader's down here and their leader's here, the health bars are up on the top and the bottom. Underneath the health bar should be the cards that your opponents are using. It makes no sense that we cannot view the cards that our opponents are using. Currently, to do it, you have to go to Battle History, and then you click on the person that you beat or lost to, and it doesn't even... It actually should show you the cards. This guy doesn't have anything selected. Who do I know that has cards? You have cards, right? Yeah, boom. So it shows me the cards that they have, but it shows me the cards that they have on the deck that appears here, which is the deck in the very first slot. So if they're using a different deck in the first slot than the deck that they just fought me with in the arena, I can't see the fucking cards they're using. This guy's got a good setup right here. These are good cards. This guy wailed for these cards, probably. There's no way he got these all for free unless he got super, super lucky. No hate to this guy. This was a great battle. These are great cards. He has it set up top-notch with exactly what he wants to use, and this is what I'm talking about. He's got a really good deck with a really good set of cards that's going to facilitate this specific playstyle. I like that about this game. This guy has the creativity enough or the knowledge to use some of these cards together. Really nice. I like that with the deck he's got. I wish I could see in the game what he's using, because there's a lot of people who go around going, this guy's hacking, it's too much energy, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, it's because they have, most likely, some of the cards that increase their energy production. Or they can start with extra energy, but you have no idea because you can't see the cards that they use until after the battle. And I guarantee you, 90% of players don't even think to check the battle history and then see what cards their opponents are using. This guy, I guess that's a bot. G-Force, I know you got some Kiryu cards in here. All Mecha Godzillas, yeah, boom. There's no way to tell. Unless you do this. Shout out G-Force. That's my thoughts. It was a big, really long rant. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys savored the whole thing. Cards need to be way easier to acquire. The 10 pulls need to be way cheaper. And we need to be able to see what our opponent's cards are in the middle of a battle to avoid accusations of cheating or just confusion in general. There's no reason, if we have massive passive buffs that boost our strategies, there's no reason our opponents cannot see what those are in the middle of the battle. That's it. I'm not going to sit here and complain about the cards should be removed. I really enjoy the cards being in the game. If you have an issue with the cards or how they are presented in the game like I do, you can do what I do. And you can click on the 3 hamburger menu here. You can click on the inquiry tab, and it will bring you to the web browser of your choice, usually the default one on your computer. It'll show you this page right here. Okay? You can scroll down, and you can fill out all of your information, and you can type in your inquiry, cards suck, whatever you want to write. Or, you know what, cards should be easier to get. Submit. That's how you're going to make the change. Complaining on social media is not going to make any changes. Complaining to me is not going to make any changes. If you want to see actual changes to the game, use the inquiries tab. That's what it's there for. I use it all the time, and most of the time I'd say 10 times out of 10, Toho gets back to me in some capacity. And maybe twice or 2 or 3 times I've suggested something that has come straight to the game in some form of change. So, that's what I got for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed this one, classic Melee rant, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.